So the other recipient, Peter Frates. I've been reading Peter's website. It's called The Freight Train, and the many articles about him, and he is truly a wonderful, positive person. One example that stood out for me was a quote I read by Mike Gambino, who is the head baseball coach at BC, where Peter was captain of the team. Gambino was reminiscing about Peter, and he recalled that Peter said to him, "I really just think I have a great opportunity here. I'm young, I'm in good shape, I'm way younger than the average person with ALS. I think I can have a platform here. I'm going to be the guy that gets people talking about this and gets us moving toward a cure." And he is. Peter inspires his family, his friends, and the people he meets with his drive to make a difference and to help others who are diagnosed with ALS. One of the award nominations on the Facebook page for Peter said, "I would like to nominate Peter Frates for the Stephen Heywood Patients Today Award. Like Stephen, Pete was diagnosed with ALS while just in his 20s, and as the former captain of the Boston College baseball team, Pete has leveraged his renown to raise money through his many freight train events and bring awareness to tens of thousands through appearances on ABC News, The Charlie Rose Show, and multiple newspaper articles. He is not only a role model for those suffering with ALS, but a great friend, son, brother, boyfriend, and role model for all of us. I think that sums up Peter very well. He's an incredible person who's truly making a difference in many lives, whether they're a patient, a family member, a friend, or a stranger. Peter said baseball is a game of adjustments, and so is life. And I believe Peter truly embraces and displays that in his work to help find a cure for ALS.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to say thank you. First to the Heywood family, to Wendy for those kind words, to ALS TDI for hosting this event and doing all that they do on a day-to-day basis. And also, thank you to everyone in this room for doing everything that you do to fight this disease that we don't currently have a cure for. I always am so impressed and I marvel at people who go to work every day, you know, and their sole purpose in their occupation is to work to find treatments and make lives like mine a little better every day. So I can't imagine dedicating my life, you know, without being a patient. You know, there's so many selfless people in this room, and I just, Wendy mentioned a few words, one of them being heroes, and folks who do this work day in and day out against a tremendous, tremendous opponent that is ALS is so admirable, and I just thank you all. So give yourself a round of applause. My apologies, I couldn't get the ALS TDI better picture. It's a nice suit, but I wish I could have been smiling. But I want to, you know, thank the most important people in my life that are my family and friends. My mother, father, sister, brother, my girlfriend Julie, who stands up here next to me. As Eric said earlier, you know, it's nice, when I'm limping around somewhere and people are looking at her rather than me, so that helps out definitely. For my folks and my immediate family and for Julie, they didn't ask to be thrown into this world that we're in, but I can't thank them enough for jumping right in and going right along with me and helping me do what it is that we do every day. So I thank them a lot, and I just don't think that they get the recognition that they deserve a lot of times. So I'm glad I have this forum to be able to thank them. Another thank you would be to the honorees that accepted awards today. The Tyson family, thank you so much for the kind words. I was touched by Rob's story and his example, and I was saddened to hear of his passing last month. Rob, basically was doing what I hope to do and be an advocate for awareness, but also for other patients, because not a lot of patients have support networks that patients like Rob, myself, and Corey, who's here somewhere. I want to say thank you to Corey as well, because when I first got diagnosed, I went right on the internet. That's what we do these days when we want to figure out what's going on with a certain subject we don't know much about. And with the common misconception that I had that ALS was a old man's disease, I right away realized that I was not correct in that thinking when Corey's face was the first patient I ever laid eyes on I believe it was on my iPhone when I was laying in bed one night, just kind of staying up wide awake wondering what tomorrow was going to bring. And Corey definitely inspired me right from the get-go to make one of two choices: either sit back and wallow and not get out there and attack this disease. And Corey gave me the strength and the wherewithal to be able to make the choice to go in the positive direction. So I thank Corey, and I'm really pumped to spend the weekend with him at the gala tomorrow as well. So lastly, I just want to further, what our cause is with Team Freight Train and what we do with all these events that we do. And I see my lot in life as, unfortunately, stories like Corey's and mine are pretty unfortunate, but they are really good at marketing and advertising, and people really grasp onto our stories because we're young guys and we're not supposed to be walking around like people who are in their late 90s or even 100 years old or something like that. So for me, I'm going to hopefully capitalize on this and realize that this is a lot in life I've been given, and be able to go forward and get you all the money and resources that you so deservedly need. And so, because I believe that it's coming down to a matter of dollars and cents. If we can get enough money into ALS research, I don't see why we can't have this go the way of polio and some of the other diseases that we've so fortunately have gotten rid of. So lastly, I want to say thank you again to ALS TDI and all that they do. And I thank you all for being here and for doing such a wonderful job every day, day in and day out, in fighting this horrific, terrible disease that we deal with. But I'm confident and hopeful that it'll definitely be a thing of the past, and at one of these events we can have just a big party to celebrate the curing of ALS. So thank you once again.
Thanks, Rob. See you later, all right? Want to stick around?